The New York Times has uncovered a story involving GOP donors and how furious they are with the GOP for failing at passing anything legislatively that would, of course, benefit these very donors. Now, the Graham-Cassidy healthcare bill is the latest example, but these donors are trying to make sure that they do get their tax cuts in upcoming debates that are likely to happen. Now, Senator Cory Gardner, during a recent meeting with GOP senators, mentioned something about these donors, and I want to share it with you. Campaign fundraising was drying up, he said, because of the widespread disappointment among donors over the inability of the Republican Senate to repeal the Affordable Care Act or do much of anything else. He was quoted as saying, "Donors are furious. We haven't kept our promise."
That is the most telling quote in all of politics, because the Republicans keep saying, well, you know, we made a promise to our voters and that we would repeal Obamacare, and so we're gonna have to deliver on that promise. Chuck Grassley's talking about that, et cetera. And you're like, wait a minute, though, your proposal is polling at 20%. So it doesn't seem like a lot of Americans are on your side, including Republicans, including your voters. So wait, who did you make that promise to? And here is the Republican senators clarifying, now we didn't mean voters. We made a promise to our donors.
Right, and there's an interesting thing happening right now because everyone's angry with the GOP, with these particular senators, because on one hand you have the constituents who, you know, even if they lean to the right, they're aware of what's going on, which is why the Graham-Cassidy legislation is polling at about 24% approval, right? And so constituents don't want it, but then donors want their tax cuts. And so, you know, they're obviously conflicting here, but for the first time in a long time, I feel like constituents are politically aware, and there will be consequences for those who vote in favor of this legislation. I want to skip ahead to something else Gardner said that I thought was super interesting. Mr. Gardner did not specifically urge approval for the so-called Graham-Cassidy health proposal that the Senate may vote on next week. At the time of this meeting, that plan seemed essentially dead. So it seems like the Senate GOP has already decided, like, yeah, this doesn't look good, right? Let's continue with that. He was seen as speaking more generally and mainly looking forward to the coming debate over tax cuts.
Yeah,
of course.
I saw a tweet from somebody that in the GOP caucus, Trump's tax cut plan was gaining steam. I was like, hey man, yeah, I think it's got it. I think yeah. I don't think we needed to gain steam. I don't know why this feels bungled to me. Obviously, it's bungled because they didn't repeal the Affordable Care Act, and obviously at one point or many points, McConnell thought he could in some variation. But they probably should have started with the tax cuts.
Yeah, I guess.
And maybe there's some reason why.
I'll tell you why they didn't. I
just thought of why they didn't.
Okay, so what is not talked about enough and is very relevant to this story about the donors is that $600 to $700 billion in tax cuts are put in to repealing Obamacare.
That's right.
So it's like our Republican donors like the Koch brothers or Cory Gardner talks about how he's got a big donor in Colorado who's mad at him. Oh my, it's so obvious they just work for them. They're just their servants. It's so pathetic. Anyway, so those guys wanted, that was like an appetizer. They wanted it's not like those Republican donors as vicious as you might think they are, like, I want to make sure you don't have insurance. They just don't give a damn whether you have insurance or not. They just want their damn tax cuts. So the Trump tax cuts that come afterwards are about $7 trillion. So they're 10 times as much. So what the donors want was, give me a nice little appetizer, let me warm up on a $700 billion tax cut, then let's move on to the $7 trillion tax cut, because if you do the $7 trillion tax cut first, when you ask for another $700 billion, people might go, oh, come on, right? But that's why they went in the order that they did, but they bungled this one because it affects people's health care.
Right.
And so, but now when they move on to the tax cuts, every Republican will hold because they all work for their donors. The only one now, with my new theory, the only one who could possibly break ranks, not the moderates, not even Collins, Murkowski, not any of those guys. The only one who could possibly break ranks is McCain, because he's definitely not going to run again. So God knows what McCain will do.
Right. Well, also just keep in mind that, they're not looking out for, the middle class or working class Americans they claim they're looking out for, right? So anytime you hear a Republican, in some cases even so-called blue dog Democrats talk about these tax cuts, first of all, they refer to it as tax reform. It's not tax reform. The only thing they're focusing on is cutting taxes, period. But they say that the emphasis is going to be on the middle class. They want to provide more money for you so you can go off and do what you want with your own money and not have so much government involved in your choices. But who are their donors? Their donors aren't, mostly represented by middle class individuals. They're corporations, they're the wealthiest people. They want to give these tax cuts to the wealthy. So every time you hear someone from the GOP go on CNN and talk about how they're just looking out for the middle class, they want to provide more money for you, that is not the case at all. They're primarily focused on cutting taxes for their donors who are the wealthiest people.
Yeah, and I mean, and the plan backs that up. I mean, it's just not complicated.
Yeah.
It's not like, it's such a bad trick. I watched a Penn and Teller's show last night where it's called like Fool Me Penn and Teller or Fool Penn and Teller. And magicians get up there and try and do a trick that they haven't seen and they always know what it is, right? And I mean, this is such a bad, they're like, well, it's for the middle class. And then you look at it and you're like, well, 98% of the tax cuts go to the wealthiest 1%.
I know, but look, I agree that on the surface level, it seems like it's a really bad idea. It's very easy to look at the policy and move on with your life and realize that they're lying to you. But think about the platforms in which they have these discussions and think about how these platforms never delve into the policy details, right? And so, look, I'm not just saying this because I suspect CNN doesn't get into the details of the tax cut proposals. I know this because I listen and watch to CNN every day, and when these segments happen, they drive me insane. They'll have some GOP person come on and he'll say, no, we're just trying to cut the taxes for the middle class. CNN doesn't get into the details of what they're proposing ever. And that's the thing that frustrates me. So it's actually a very smart strategy because if you have a politician go on CNN and tell people, oh, middle class, we're gonna cut your taxes, and they're not gonna get into the truth and talk about what's really gonna happen, Americans are gonna love that. They're gonna be supportive of that.
Yeah, and of course, because since the beginning of time, every normal person would like more money. And,
right.
And every normal person looks at their paycheck and thinks, man, that sucks, right? Right. So it's an incredibly effective strategy, and it's for years and years and years put Democrats in a difficult position because they have to defend something that nobody wants. Everybody wants to keep their money. So you're right. Unless it's broken down and made clear, then it becomes a very effective argument. I'm just saying that when it is broken down, as sometimes it is, it's just such a bad trick. It doesn't hold up. It is a mile wide and an eighth of an inch deep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're right, Anna. Unfortunately, the cable news complex is so incompetent, and maybe purposely so, that just look up basic facts about what percentage of tax cuts goes to the top 1% or to multinational corporations. And by the way, don't call it tax reform just because they call it tax reform. That you're helping their propaganda. You're supposed to be journalists. You're supposed to figure out, is it actually reform or is it cuts? Now you can argue that it's reform if it is not overall cutting taxes. It's adding taxes on places and it's cutting taxes on other places. But this one doesn't. It's a $7 trillion tax cut. So don't feed into their propaganda. That's not supposed to be your job. I was talking to somebody off air today and they said, I'm beginning to think this is not tax reform. It looks like tax cuts. Of course, that's what it is. I mean, that's insanity. And when they talk about entitlement reform, do you think it's ever an increase of entitlements like Social Security and Medicare? No, entitlement reform means entitlement cuts. So call it what it is. And they won't do it, but it doesn't matter. There's this thing called the internet, and people can actually look it up now, which would be before TV had a monopoly, and they help to manipulate and lie to you. So now they're gonna get busted on this stuff. So now look, a lot of conservative Democrats are really corporate Democrats. They will also vote for these tax cuts, and they will pass these tax cuts. Otherwise, they're all going to lose their funding, and they cannot have it. That is the only thing they care about. But when they do, there's going to be hell to pay. Because people, they coined this term, trickle-down economics. That is a terrible term. And they let it sit there for decades, and the Democrats, because they're part of the corrupt system, never really challenged it. When they go make the case, yeah, I just gave $7 trillion of tax cuts to the rich. But don't worry, it'll eventually trickle all over you. That is not a winning strategy politically.
Yeah, it's never happened. It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Yeah, and so have at it, Hoss. But I know that they need it to get money from their donors, and that's part of the corrupt system. But it is going to be their ultimate demise because people are no longer happy to get trickled on, and it's not going to be a winning strategy. If you like this video, you probably like independent media. The best way to support independent media, become a member of the Young Turks. tytnetwork.com/join.